everything. Gonna put up a little pin here. Thanks to you all, I'm at 2,080 watch hours. Thanks so much. God bless you all. Thanks to you all, I'm at 2,080 watch hours. So, feel kind of funny putting up my own message like that, but nobody else to do it, right? Hey, Talcum Detector, how are you? How's everything in Chile? Weather still warm there, or is it starting to get cold? Well, where are they? Gonna put my background music on here. Good morning, Gregory Freeman. How are you today? Did you go to that park yesterday? Can't be doing that. So, I wish you could hear me too. I don't know what the deal is, but because I have to get up here and talk loud, and I know you don't speak much English, Talka, but I hope you can translate it. Well, does it get better if I get up here and all you can see is my teeth? No, sorry, no hablo español. When you send me a message, I always use the translator. So does it help if I talk louder and am up next to the screen, Gregory? I'm glad you enjoy the detecting, Talka. Do you detect as well? Do you go out metal detecting? Uh, Sorry, I don't speak Spanish, Talka. No, I don't speak Spanish. I send messages to Talka and translate them with a translator. So, did you go hunting yesterday, Gregory? Did you get to that park? One thing about the music that character Ali picked for me has nice beats. So, got my yard finished yesterday. You have a set of headset plug into your phone, or do you have Bluetooth headset? Maybe that'll help. I know William, he was having trouble hearing me on his phone as well, and then he got a set of headphones and plugged into it, and he hears me fine. He tells me then not to scream. And every time somebody tells me they can't hear me, I start talking louder. But then there are other people that have their headsets on. It doesn't help. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know why. It seems that if you're on the computer or on a headset, mostly it sounds fine. But if you're on a phone, I don't know. Some phones just don't have the volume, I guess. But I can't sit back and talk. Well, I could. Can you hear me if I talk like this? If I'm back here, I have to talk a little louder. Maybe I can do this. That way my face isn't up in the screen like that. So, can you hear me at all when I talk louder way back here? Okay, cool. Yeah, You got to stay on top of those things when you doing giveaways. You give things away, you got to get them mailed out right away, or else some people will get a little bit irritated. You're listening? Well, I hope you can hear me, because you're the only one talking to me. Talka might have, he might not be saying anything because he doesn't speak English, but anyways, this morning's kind of a slow morning. Guess I'm gonna roll up those pennies today. Mine's very limited. Yeah. Thing is, when I was real little, like 3 years old, I had a Spanish-speaking nanny, so to speak. My mom and dad worked. My dad worked on the dam up in Oregon, and my mom worked on the Navy base. And so they said that I spoke better Spanish than I spoke English at 3 years old, but I didn't keep it. When we moved away from there, I didn't have anybody to talk to. I got $5 worth of pennies to roll up. So yeah, that's what I cleaned, was $4.89 worth of Zinkins the other day in my tumbler. And so I've been gonna roll them up and just been too lazy to. Yeah, it takes a little while. Need one of those rolling machines. You put the paper in and you just pour the pennies into it, and it stuffs them in, counts them and stuffs them in. That's another thing that costs money that I don't need to get. So, still haven't heard. Did you go to that park yesterday? Did you go hunting? It's weighing next year. So no hunting yesterday? I was curious to see if you found anything at that park. So, You got to take a call from Becky Joe at 9 o'clock? Okay. Yeah, I'm just happy you get to spend a little bit of time here. Still haven't answered me as to whether you got to go to that park yet. Oh, did you? Did you get anything good? It's another beautiful day out there today. Go back to the doctor tomorrow and see what she says. Yeah. Hello, Mohammed. Nice to see you back again. I see that. How are you today? Okay, that's cool. Gregory, I'd love to see him. Got to talk you into doing little short videos showing what you find. Good to see you in the stream, Mohammed. So whereabouts in the country whereabouts are you, Mohammed? Yeah, which country? This one's a little bit slow. Well, you've got a phone, right, Gregory? We get together, I'll show you how to put shorts on with your phone. And it doesn't have to be good stuff either. People like to see anything you find. Well, don't forget to hit the like or the dislike before you leave today. Well, you don't need a laptop to put shorts on, though. You got lots of silver to sell. I took a Gucci bracelet in to see if I could sell it, and they wanted to give me $5 for it. It weighed 9.5 grams silver, and it was only worth $5 melt. Yep, but things you find aren't always worth much. So I've got that one gold-plated silver bracelet, and it's all of the charms and everything are 925, weighs how much does it weigh here? Give me a second. Hey DB, thanks for coming in. Yeah, see, I've got this gold-plated silver bracelet. All of these charms are 925. The chain is 925, gold-plated, and it weighs 48.27 grams, so it's over an ounce of silver. It's a nice charm bracelet. Well, that was the melt on it. They wanted to give me $5 for the 9.5 grams. Maybe if I took it and smelted the silver down into little ingots or something. I was thinking about putting this one up for sale. Let's see if I can get some money for it. That was a nice find. Those charms are, the gold is coming off of this one, but most of them the gold has stayed on pretty good. And the chain's nicely plated. There's the brand name. So it's quite the bracelet. That's the heaviest thing I found, silver-wise. Well, thanks, DB. Glad you're going to leave me a like or a dislike. Thanks for dropping in. Why does it keep doing that? Don't know how to keep that playing on the loop. I think it's because I'm playing it off one cloud. That's probably it. So anyway, yeah, I'd like to get out there and look for one of these again. Not going to probably find one, but I'm going to look for one. So you get your coffee yet this morning, Gregory? You're going to get your coffee before you get on the phone? Yeah, after yesterday's live, we got another 12 more watch hours, up to 2080 now. That's funny, we had more people watching day before yesterday and got less hours attributed to the watch time. Let me see. What's the let me see. Hmm. Let's see. I don't know how much it's worth. An ounce of silver. Um, let's see, the charms. Gold plated charms. No, I can't find. I'll look it up. I'll see what a fair price would be. Then you can tell me whether it's a fair price. Okay. See you in a bit. So, well, I can't find a website for it. Yeah, it's unavailable. I have to look it up. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. I posted a thing in my community page. If anybody wants to look at it, thought it was pretty interesting. There's this guy talking about grounding to the earth, being outside. It fits. So if you're looking for a reason that you don't feel good if you're sitting inside all the time, could be interesting. The website, it's in my community page, and so I thought the guy had something really good to share with people about being outside when we were kids, running around outside barefooted and everything, and how touching the earth itself charges your body with electrical charge, and the thought was good because I feel much better when I'm out digging than when I'm sitting around. And I've been sitting around a lot lately trying to get my toe healed up, and trying to stay off of it as much as possible, but still have to get a few things done. And the guy has some good thoughts about charging yourself up. If you stay separated from the earth itself, then you're cutting yourself off from energy that you absorb from the earth. Take a look at it if you want. It's pretty cool. There's probably a lot more to it. He's probably trying to sell something, but I didn't go that far. I just thought it was a cool idea, and know that I feel better when I'm out digging in the dirt. I don't walk barefooted, but I'm down on it. Hey, Walker Magnet, how you doing this morning? So, I was just talking about my community page. I have a thing on there about uh, getting a energy charge from the earth, and I feel much better by when I'm out digging and I'm actually touching and digging in the ground. I feel much better than I do when I'm sitting around the house. I think Gregory's on the phone with Becky Joe right now, so he may not answer you back, Walker, but he's there in the background someplace. So I think I need to go through my copper pennies and see if I've got any distinctive copper pennies, like an 83 copper. That would be nice. I went through a few of them, but I didn't go through all of them. Hey, Jamie. Good morning. How you doing? I saw your comment on my midnight post last night. So, anybody got any neat plans for today? Anybody got anything to tell me that will make me jealous? Did you get to do any hunting today, Jamie? That's funny. I don't know whether you can hear this or not. This silver bracelet sounds like silver coins. Oops. That's nice. I never thought about that before. So you had some stuff you had to mail off? There's always a work side to every treasure hunting thing. I just separated a whole bunch of my treasure trash last night that I gathered up last week, or not the last week, but the last week that I hunted. And I've been doing other things and neglecting my job of cleanup after the hunt. So I did it last night. Yep. Hope you got some good prices for your auctions. So you're going to have a hunt tonight, right, Walker? Did you sell out your rolls already? Don't forget to hit the like or the dislike before you leave. So, anyway, I have to find out how much that bracelet's worth. I got to be careful with that. Can you see that? You can a little bit, huh? You see I was bouncing that gold-plated bracelet around in my hand. You see the flecks of gold coming off the bracelet? I think you can see a few of them. You can't see all of them. There's quite a few. And yeah, I thought you have a stream hunting rolls on Wednesday nights, right? So everybody, check out Walker if he's going to have a stream tonight. Check his stream out. Going to be hunting some rolls, I think. Oh, you moved to Monday night? Oh, I thought you were on Wednesday nights. So not Wednesday anymore? So check Walker out Saturday morning and Monday night. Oh, Monday's a better day for you? Okay, cool. It's hard to find a good spot. It's but once you've got a spot, you got to stick with it, right? If you're going to have people come and count on you being there, you got to stick with that one time, right? Even if it's not convenient for everybody. I wish there was some way to save that gold. Got little flakes of gold on my hand. Have to. Oh well. So, anybody going to be out hunting today? That's metal detecting or magnet fishing? Oh, good. You're going to have some videos up? I tried to upload a video last night and it kept failing on me. So I don't know what I have to do to fix it. I have to work on that. Everything been wearing out on me. It's everything I've got is so old. It's like me, old. And I went to use my blower a few weeks ago, and it stopped working on me, so I couldn't blow the clippings off my sidewalk. And then last week, my weed eater kind of dumped off on me. So I figured that one out, though. It was just the cartridge container, the lid to it that holds the line cartridge in, wore out, so wouldn't hold the line cartridge in. So I took the line cartridge out and I just threaded some line through the holes and tied knots on the inside of the cartridge holder, and got it to working. So at least I was able to finish my weed eating yesterday. I think I paid $20 for that weed eater 18, 20 years ago, 18, 19 years ago. And now you can't get one for less than $70. So yeah, I know. It depends on the upload speed. I was flabbergasted yesterday when T-Rep told me that he was uploading a video and it only took a 35-minute video and it took 15 minutes. I've never had a 15-minute video take 15 minutes, you know. So he's got some good upload speed. Must be hooked right into the spine of the web. But that's one thing about doing videos. You're kind of tied to what is available in your area. Well, if nothing else, I get lots of friendly reminders from my doctor. I think they start a week in advance and text me every day to remind me of my appointment. And so I get a text on Friday, don't forget your appointment on Thursday next week. On Saturday and Sunday they're closed, so I don't get a text. But then Monday morning first thing, don't forget your appointment on Thursday. Tuesday morning first thing, don't forget your appointment on Thursday. Wednesday, just now, don't forget your appointment on Thursday. So I guess they don't want me to forget my appointment. So is everybody hearing everything all right? Jamie, you're the furthest away. Can you hear me all right? That's cool. I think it depends on whether somebody's listening to me on a computer or on their phone. A lot of phones don't have the volume that the computer has. But if I get closer and try to speak up, then all you see is my nose hairs. So you had an auction, but did you hunted rolls too Monday night, right? Did you find any good ones on Monday night? Uh, I think there's something about my speed. Oh, just a commemorative? Oh, bummer. Well, I guess there's a lot more people hunting nowadays, so it kind of spreads them out a little bit, doesn't it? Because there's a lot more people now gathering the silver up. Hey, William E. Good morning. How are you today, brother? Don't forget to hit the like or dislike before you leave today. Unless I'm out hunting, I have a lot less to talk about. Unless I got new finds. So you got your headphones in, William? Talking about my machine and show it? Well, I guess I could do that. It's not. I have to go get it. I did find a pair of little kids socks, baby socks, out on the beach, and they say Legend on them. So I'm keeping the socks just because they say Legend on the socks. Yeah, there's the Legend. So guess I can. There, my co-host, the Legend. So yeah, it's well used. It's a year old and well used. What level? Um, no, well, there's, I guess yeah, I believe the Legend is equal to the Equinox series, and the I mean, it does as well. Oh, it's it's something that a beginner could use, and something an expert or pro can use, and something even I can use. So, me being somewhere in between the beginner and the expert pro, but if a person was really serious and had already realized the fact that they really have a uh, longing to metal detect, that it's something that they could do any day, every other day, you know, I would suggest that they get a Legend. Uh, it's something a novice metal detector could use easily enough. You don't have to, right out of the box, it works real well. And depending on what you're using it for, the adjustments are, I think, mostly purely personal. The tones you like to hear, like you can make the tones a deeper tone for iron. You can raise the tones. You can raise and lower the tones for silver. It's waterproof up to 30 meters, I think. And I haven't had any problems with it in the water. I've had it underwater a lot, completely underwater. I haven't had it deep because I don't dive, but um, the adjustments, once you get the hang of it, you can adjust it for ground minerals and just all that out. But you really don't have to do that out of the box. So if a person's going to spend the money and buy a good detector that they're going to want to use for a long time, I'd suggest a Legend. And only if you don't know if you're going to like it or not would I suggest buying anything less. But I always tell everybody, if you're going, I think I've told you, William, you could buy the cheapest metal detector there is and go out, and keep in mind that you're just figuring out whether you like digging in the dirt mainly and like looking for things. The metal detector is a tool, you know, and if you don't like digging in the dirt, you don't like looking for things, you're not going to like the metal detector. That's all there is to it. So if you buy a real cheap one to figure out whether metal detecting is your forte, then, you know, you buy a cheap one and you either keep it and have it as a fool around spare, or you know, give it back if you decide you don't like metal detecting. But yeah, that's the reason I got the Legend, was because my whites Goldmaster was not waterproof. I could put the coil in the water, but that was it. I couldn't get the box wet at all. It would blow up. So we were going on vacation and going to the ocean, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't lose my metal detector to the water if it got wet. So we got the Legend. And that was one of the things that I was looking for in all of the metal detectors. And watching the detectorists on YouTube, the Legend was affordable to a point, and you know, more affordable than most of the others. And it had all the same bells and whistles. So for now, you can get one. I'd even suggest it to more people, because now you can get one for $4.99. I think it doesn't have the extra coil or the battery, because mine came with this extra 6-inch coil, and the normal coil is an 11-inch coil, the LG 30, and then the LG 24 is the oblong one that I'd like to get, and it came with this battery. So it's got an auxiliary battery that I carry with me all the time. I keep it charged and keep it right on there, and want to make sure this little net, you got to make sure that net is tight, otherwise you'll lose it like I did the first thing. And that just holds your battery from shaking around. But that battery, it offsets the weight. It gives you a little more balance if you see, I'm balancing it on my hand right there. So that battery offsets the weight of the coil, so it makes it easier to swing. So, but yeah, I would say it's all of the above: beginner, expert, pro, intermediate. So the more interested you are in the subject. Um, Now the extra battery came with the uh, Pro Pack. So I got the battery, the extra coil, and a set of headphones. But the $4.99 version is just the 11-inch coil and the machine. It's not. There's no battery and no headphones. No extra coil. But you don't need the extra coil to start. You don't need the headphones. I rarely use the headphones because the headphones cover up my ears, and in some of the parks that I go to, be quite honest, some of them are notorious. So I don't want anybody sneaking up behind me, so I don't wear headphones. I have never ever been told by anybody that my detector was bothering them at all, and I generally turn it down to where uh, it doesn't bother people. If I'm around a lot of people, if all of a sudden there's a lot of people around me, I'll turn it down a little bit. But actually, that's when you need to turn it up because everybody starts talking and everything, and kids playing and everything. And you need the volume. But I rarely use the headphones at all. I don't use it in the parks. I use it on the beach once in a while, but not in the parks. So, yeah, I'm very happy with my selection, and I know there's a lot of people out there that are very happy with their Equinoxes, and I know a couple of people have went out and bought more detectors, and some people buy a detector every time one comes out because they just have to try it out. But they all do the exact same thing. They find metal, and some of them have different squeaks, squawks, and pops, and have little different adjustments. The number range is different. My legend only goes up to 60, so when it tops out, it's at 60, and some of them go up into 160, I think. So for numbers, but and some of them even go minus. So this goes from 0 to 60 in about 10 seconds. I know Austin, he's got 3 or 4 detectors he uses. He has the Legend, he has the Equinox, he has a Simplex, and he has the Deus 2, I think, and the new Mind Labs simple one, and I know he uses each one equally, takes one out, and then sometimes he'll take 2 out, but I just have the one. What is 60 kilohertz? Well, 60 kilohertz, that's the frequency. There are frequencies, and you you can go from 2 to 60 kilohertz, and that's a frequency that the coil is broadcasting. That's kind of like sonar in a way. You're getting feedback at a different kilohertz. So every machine, now they say there's some say they're more powerful, but every new metal detector tops out at the frequencies given over by the is it FCC? I think it's the FCC. Anyway, the broadcasting they only allow you so many kilohertz. So you're going to use those frequencies, and you can't use any more. It's a radio frequency, So you can't go any higher than that, than what they allow. So you can't be more powerful, because you can only get as powerful as what they allow you. There was a big discussion about that with the Mind Labs Manicore. So the Manicore, they were touting it as so much more powerful than any other machine that would go deeper. But I don't think that since you can't use any other frequencies, you can't go past that frequency. You can't. There are some machines that may be more sensitive, but not more powerful. I know if I set the sensitivity up on the Legend, it picks up all kinds of noise. It'll pick up every little piece of iron and black sand, and it'll give you all these false signals, because if your sensitivity is up, you're picking up everything, But if you're in, like, you go to a place where there's almost zero black sand and no mineralization. If you go to the beach, you're going to get salt, that's a mineral. So well, the bigger coil, about the only advantage that you've got from the bigger coil is it triangulates deeper. In the parks, you're not going deep anyway, so you don't need to go deep. You're not going to a lot of parks. I have a license in some of the parks here locally, and on that license it says that you're not allowed to dig any deeper than 3 inches. So you don't need to pick up signals any deeper than 3 inches, 4 inches, Hey, Lucky James, how are you this morning? So, yeah, when you're hunting in the parks, you're never more than 3 or 4 inches deep in the tot lots. You don't want to dig in the grass too very deep anyway, so you don't want to mess up the grass. So around here, you can't use a spade and dig a big plug. You can only use your hand knife, and you don't want to be digging a big plug with your hand knife. Yeah, it gets you. I just sawing a big old plug with a hand knife. It's hard enough to sometimes cut a 2-3 inch plug. So the big coil is not more powerful. It just picks up a little deeper range. In the sand, you can go a lot deeper in the sand because the sand is deeper, and no matter how deep you dig in the sand, it's all going to be filled in anyway, and you're not going, as long as you fill your holes in, so you don't leave an ankle breaker there. You know, you could go 2 foot deep in the sand, 3 foot deep. And there's somebody, Alex, I think. Alex was digging, and he got a signal, and he dug down about 4 feet in the sand. He just kept digging and digging and digging, and yeah. So the bigger coils, you know, they pick up deeper things that have worked their way down in the sand, and with the water churning and everything, you're going to get deeper targets. But you're not going to get real deep targets in the parks. And all your deep targets, and sometimes I pick up too deep because I'll pick up a pipe, you know, a sprinkler pipe, and I don't want to pick up the sprinkler pipe because it's down there about 6-8 inches, and I get carried away sometimes and try to get down there for the full depth of my knife, and run into a pipe. And it's almost always a pipe. It's almost never anything good. I think maybe a couple times I've run into a good target deep, deeper than 3 inches. So your coil doesn't have to go. It's a good sniping coil too. You can get close to things like the metal poles of the Tot Lot toys. You can get a lot closer, find the things that have dropped down right by the poles and stuff. Yeah. So the smaller coil, is it imagine a cone, and the cone starts the base 6 inches, and then it goes down to a point, so it goes down to the middle. And mostly when you're trying to pinpoint something, you're getting it over the middle of your coil. You're not on the edge of the coil. The edge of the coil is not really picking much up. You might start getting your faint signal, but your most powerful signal is going to be right in the middle of your coil. So the closer you can get that pinpoint to something, the stronger your signal, the more sensitive it is, and the better sound you're going to get. So does that make sense? If you've got a bigger coil, it starts up here, and you get a little bit of signal at the top of your coil, right out here, and then your more powerful signal's in here. But if you can't get that portion in the middle of your coil close to your target, you're not going to be able to pinpoint it as easy. So the smaller coil pinpoints a lot easier. He found a buried gallon can when he dug down 4 feet. He found it was a gallon can, like a fruit can, you know, like you get peaches in, a gallon can. And I dug up a gallon can a few weeks ago in the park that was full of rocks. Somebody had buried a gallon paint can, and the only thing that was in it was rocks. I thought, well, there's something in the bottom of that, and they're just using the rocks to weight it down or whatever. Couldn't see any reason for it to be weighted, but took the rocks out. I didn't dig the can up. I left the can in the ground, and I pulled the rocks out. There was nothing in the can. I put the rocks back the way they were, put the lid back on the can, and left it. Because I think possibly somebody put it there to use a metal detector on to mark a spot for some reason, because it was in a festival ground. And somebody asked me, why would I open the can? Curiosity killed the cat, right? I change the settings once in a while. I will change the tones. I'll change the threshold a little bit. If I'm getting too much EMI, I'll lower the threshold. Um, I will change the frequencies, and a lot of times uh, I'll go. I'll use. Let's see if this will show up. I don't think it'll show up because my LD is not showing up. Yeah, maybe if I turn the background light off here. Oh, there, you can see it. Okay, now turn my background light off. So, see in here, it tells you that right now I'm using 20 hertz right here. So if I push this button, it changes that. There's 40. There's multiple metal 1 and multiple metal 2 and 3, and then it goes back to 4. So when you so that's megahertz. So that's what you're using your megahertz 4 through so 4 through 40, and I will change when I'm going around in the park. I generally am looking for higher signals, but see my bars here. I've got all my bars up. If I take off part of the bars there, I'm if I take off that section of bars, then I'm discriminating against iron. And then but I like to keep all my bars up. I don't discriminate against iron because I'm looking for relics too. I'm looking for old iron too. So I don't want to get rid of that. And that's one of the reasons I get a lot of bottle caps because I don't discriminate. But you can change your megahertz here. Hello, Annette. How are you doing today? Thanks for coming to my stream. But so we're looking at different frequencies, and coins pick up really good around 20 megahertz. So we're doing well today. So I'm in Park 1, Park, and then this is Field, and this is Beach, and this is Goldfield. So that's like desert and rocks and stuff like that. And that gives you a pitch tone all the time. And you can use pitch tone on any of these too. You can uh, choose not to get different sounding tones, but pitch is just all one pitch, and you just get different volume of pitch the closer you get to your target. So, how's it going there, Tupac? Good morning. So you've got a lot of different settings that you can use, and I changed the megahertz a lot when I'm looking because I want something a little more powerful. If I want to go pick up a broader range of things, I'll use the higher frequencies up to 40, and then the multi-metal. You know that's picks up everything, and you get a lot of chatter, you get a lot of feedback and everything, and so when you're adjusting these, there's no set adjustments to say you use these numbers and you're going to get this. It's just whatever you're looking for. If I want to discriminate out iron and I turn this off here and turn discriminate against iron, then I'm still going to pick up iron, but it's going to be at a lower tone probably, and I can ignore it a little bit easier, and it will pass some things over and just give you a little no tones at all. It'll just kind of click at you. So if I'm in a real garbage area and I'm looking just for the high tones, which I never do, then I would turn that off and set this up to like 10 or 20 is where I'd set my megahertz. So I would 10, 15, or 20. 15's always good for coins if I'm looking for coins, and that'll also pick up gold. But a lot of times your gold will sound like iron, so if you discriminate against your iron signals, you're going to cancel out some of your gold signals too. So, and then you fool around, and every once in a while you'll be on settings, and that day you'll be getting a lot of gold, and gold type items, little earrings or some kind of jewelry. You'll get 3 or 4 pieces, and you think, and that's a lot. You get 2, 3, 4 pieces of gold, and you've got a lot of gold. But and then you won't find any gold. You haven't changed your settings at all, so you start playing with your settings to see if there's something wrong, and you go way off your settings, and then all of a sudden you find a piece of silver or a piece of gold, and then you think you've got just the right settings, and then you won't find anything but treasure trash for days. And that my last hunt day, I didn't get any. I got gold plate and I got silver and silver plate, but I didn't get any gold. And I hardly got any trash. And that's just because the trash wasn't there and the little pieces of jewelry were. So some days you get lucky, and that day I was surprised. I got the silver earring or 2 silver earrings and silver heart. I got the gold-plated cross and the silver-plated cross, and a couple of other pieces of jewelry on the back to an earring. All the good stuff. It's like somebody went around planning it for me or something. I know they didn't, but I hadn't been to that park in a long time. And the the trash just wasn't there, and I was lucky to find good stuff. That was one of my best days for just finding jewelry. I don't think I've ever found that much jewelry without finding like a pocket full of treasure trash too, bottle caps and pull tabs and everything. So anyway, if you start, the numbers are there and the adjustments are there, and you can play around with them, and you can lay things out and play around with the numbers until you get just the signals you want from the stuff. So if you've got a ring laying out and a bracelet laying out, silver laying out, gold laying out, all your coins, your full cycle of coins laying out, your super cycle with a dollar and everything, and you got it all laying out there, and you test your detector and you set all the numbers to where, oh, this sounds good, all of these things sound really good. Now I can go out and find them. I guarantee 3 inches down, they're not going to sound the same. They're not going to give you the same signal that you thought you were looking for. And the settings aren't really going to do you any more good out there in the ground, because everything was on top of the ground. Yep. I just happened, my last hunt happened to find a lot of little jewelry, and none of it was worth a lot. And it was worth a lot to me because I knew the legend was doing its job. It was finding those itty bitty pieces of metal. And that's what I'm looking for, is the itty bitty pieces of metal. I'm not looking for the big honking bottle caps and stuff. They're just there on top. And so I'm still going to go out and just pick one trashy table and clear it. I'm going to dig every single signal and see if there's anything good under all the trash. So I'm going to do that one day real soon, possibly next week. So, but possibly this week. It depends on what the doctor says tomorrow. So anyway, the book that comes with the legend, and I don't think that, oh yes, I clean the coils all the time. Good question, because this cover here, it gets sand and stuff in it, and gets black sand and can interfere with your signal. You got to keep that coil clean. You got to make sure that you don't have a lot of sand packed in there, and it gets in there, believe me, if you're in the sand. It doesn't get in there when you're doing grass, of course, but if you're in the sand, it's definitely going to speaking of sand, I think I got a piece of sand right in there. So anyway, now the numbers are there to give you some options and to give you some adjustments so that you can negate some of the minerals and the background noise, so to speak, so you can find the better signals. And when I first started metal detecting for real with my whites, I dug every chirp, even if it didn't repeat. If it just went beep, and I couldn't get it to do anything, but every once in a while when I'd swing over it, beep, I would dig and dig until I found something that might have given that signal. I wasted a lot of time digging because it was picking up a little pocket of black sand or uh, some little teeny sliver of metal that I couldn't see. And but that's when I started using the magnet because the magnet would pick up the little bitty pieces of metal and all the black sand. So if you stick your magnet down where you're getting a signal and you're getting this funky signal and you come up with a lot of black sand, you know what your signal is, right? But I always look to see if there's something different. So over the 2 years, and since I got the Legend a year ago, I've refined my listening. I don't dig every chirp. I at least get a repeatable signal before I dig. And sometimes I'll go for it because a lot of times, if there's something a little deeper, it won't give you a good repeating signal. It'll just give you a chirp until you get down close to it, and then it'll start giving you. So if you dig a little bit and it still just chirps, you could probably forget it. But if it starts giving you a little repeatable signal and then a little better and a little better, the deeper you go, then you might have something. Then again, you might have a sprinkler pipe if you're in the park, not so much at the beach. Thanks for coming in. Don't forget, Lucky James, to hit the like or the dislike before you leave today. Thank you for stopping in to say hi. Appreciate it. So I hope that's helpful. I'm not the best teacher, and if you want to learn about numbers and different things, there's a couple of guys that really know their stuff that have a real good feel for the numbers of machines. And I would suggest, here's a shout out for Paystreak Super Freak. So look him up. He's in Oregon. Paystreak has a lot of different machines. He'll go out and he's got a lot of videos on the machines and the numbers that he's worked with and everything. But then again, it's just hit and miss with the numbers and adjusting to it, figuring out what sounds better and keeping those things in your head and then being able to reuse them. And I'm not that good anymore. But then Merle from Metal Detecting NYC, that guy, he does a lot of checking out metal detectors and testing them and reviewing them, and so you might catch some good information from him and go back and see some of his. He's reviewed the Equinox, he's reviewed the Legends, he's reviewed the Deus 2, he's reviewed the Manicore, the Excalibur, and so if you're looking for numerical reasons to buy a metal detector, things like that might help you. But I go with what I find, what I pick up. The metal detector picks this up. That's what I want it to pick up. If it Got something teeny here. I know. So if you've got a well, this is kind of junk. But you know, this is stuff that is unique coming out. This is the screen off of an earbud, right? So that's small, and this is a little copper brad, and that's small. This is kind of unique, you know. These things are in the ground. If my legend is picking these up and I'm finding these, then I'm going to find jewelry. And then when you get a day like this, when you get a day like, oh, you gotta, when you get a day like this, one day you get all these little pieces of jewelry. You know, that's what, you know, those are exciting and everything. But seriously, I get just as excited over this. And this is about the same size as that. And, oh, what else? It's just junk. You know, I get just as excited getting this little grommet, you know, when I'm looking for it and I'm digging it up because I found that grommet, because I actually got a good signal and got to dig that grommet. That means that I'm going to get to dig stuff like this, right? So it's not all about the jewelry to me, but when I'm digging the little pieces of stuff, and it's not a big bottle cap, it's not a big chunk of iron, which I find a lot of, and it's not a big nail like that, you know, got a 9-inch nail there, and when it's not that big stuff, then I'm more excited digging it up. The harder it is to find, the more I like it. Right? Does that make sense? You know, this I got a screaming signal. You know, that being 925 silver and gold plated, man, that thing, my legend was feeding back. You know, it was like, and when I started digging it out, I found, you know, I saw one charm, and then I saw the chain, and I started pulling it out of the grass, and I was flabbergasted at what was there. But well, I pinned it up there. Right now I'm at 2080. So I got, I'm moving up a little bit at a time. I'm almost to 2100. So I only need 920 to go. 920 to go. And you guys have been helping out a lot. I appreciate it. getting new phones is always tricky, James. You guess which thing wouldn't you keep? The grommet? Well, all of that stuff's going into the grommet is a copper grommet, so it's going into my copper to be melted down. Were you talking to me, William? What's my schedule? Hey, Tupac, did you send Mia the earrings that I sent you? Well, I don't schedule ahead of time, but I'm on every morning at 8:30. This morning it was 8:31 because I keep having that same problem. I fix it and then I forget that I have to go back and change it to horizontal. Otherwise, I'm going to be vertical. So I don't know what happened, why it's given me a choice now, whether it be vertical or horizontal. Used to be if I just started it horizontal, it stayed horizontal. But anyway, I'm doing 8:30 in the morning. But I guess I should go ahead and lock in the time. I guess I could. Uh, if I lock in the time, I won't be here tomorrow morning until later. Uh, I will. Uh, I'm going to come on and I'll put it in my community page when I'm going to come on um, because I've got two doctor's appointments. One is for my podiatrist in the morning, and one is for my trial uh, for the injection that I'm on for diabetes, and that I have to go see that trial doctor. But that's just a routine thing. The podiatrist is going to give me information tomorrow on how well my toe's doing. And not being a doctor myself, I can only tell you that I think it's looking better and it's healing up. We'll see what she says, because she can get a better look at it than I can. I can't turn my foot around to get a good look, so I have to use a mirror and everything to see it, and I can't really see it very well. Yeah, I I actually should. I should set it up to where I'm going to have to look into that to see. I think the only problem I'm having with it, I started by trying to set them up in advance, but then me getting into it once it's set up and I put it on to start at a certain time, then I was having problems getting into it myself to where I was I could be like in a premiere, but then there wouldn't be anybody on the screen. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. And I've been so uh, inundated with other things that I have to think about that kind of wasn't on my priority list. But I'll make it a priority and I'll check it out again and see how I can do that. Maybe I'll ask Great Scott to help me with that, so where you can. Yeah, I can ask Great Scott, or I can ask Coining Around. But I'll probably get a hold of Great Scott today and ask him to give me a run through on it, because he sets his up all the time. He has his running. But yeah, I was having problems. I could get in and chat, but I couldn't open up the live. So but you guys have been helping me out so much. Just the ones of you that come in every day, you guys are awesome. Really are. Appreciate it a whole bunch. And yeah, I'm getting a lot of new subs. I've gotten. Check this out. Uh, let's see. Viewed subscribers. I where is it? I've got 155 new subscribers just this week. That's phenomenal. I've not got that many. Um, where's that? There's a thing here. There's. I can't find it. There's so many things here. I found it the other day without any problems. But the let's We have 431 431 new subscribers over the last 28 days. So yeah, I do have a lot of new subscribers. I've been getting a lot of subscribers from my shorts. Hmm. Well, I can't find that bar chart. No, I can't find it. I know it's there someplace. Might not. It might be a weekly thing, but there's a bar chart. Wow, but I'm not buying mine. I'm not buying mine. I'm just letting them come naturally. There's a way that I know you can round up people, and most of those don't mean anything. At least I think the people that are subscribing to me are looking for my shorts anyway. They, uh, yeah, I know. I know that, people are looking for different things. People get tired of things, and I'm sure that I am not interesting enough for everyone in my even my little span of people, for everybody to stick with me throughout all the time that I want to be on here. So yeah, and it's been changing just in the last, since I put my channel up. Everything has changed so much, and now I'm just working every day to get a couple watch hours. But I've been on for 2 hours now, so uh, God bless you all for being here. I really appreciate you coming in and saying hi and hanging out with me. And I'll be late tomorrow. I'll put on my community post as to what time I think I'll be on, but it should be somewhere around 10. Then I'm going to pop on, and I'll stay on for a little while if anybody wants to come in and talk, but I'll let everybody know what my podiatrist said. Hey, T-Rep. So you guys take real good care. Peace. God bless you all for being with me this morning. And stay safe. hunt well, and later, Gators. See you soon. Till next time.